Hello?
Are you sick?
Yeah, why?
I just was talking to your neighbor and she said you were feeling better. What's wrong?
Oh, we probably have the coronavirus.
You're kidding.
Hey everyone, it's Autumn. Today I wanted to do a get ready with me using mostly Natasha Denona. Around Black Friday, I purchased a ton of Natasha Denona products, and then I purchased some here also recently when they went on the Sephora sale. And so the two things I purchased during the Sephora sale were these, and I got these because I had purchased a long time ago this when it first came out, and mine is well loved. I really enjoyed it, and I still do enjoy it. They've since come out with a new one, which I don't have yet. But anyway, during the sale, I purchased these, and I wanted to try them out a little bit. I have swatched them, which I find that they're a little bit different than that smaller one that I have. I actually think I might like the smaller one a little bit better. But last night I filmed a drugstore version of this to where I did a full face of drugstore, and I did not realize that when I bent down to use my mirror that all you could see was my forehead while doing my mascara and things like that. I am still going to put that video up, but I'm going to put this one up first just to kind of let you know as a preface that the editing is going to be weird and there are going to be times where you're just going to see my forehead, and I'm fully aware. Also, you can probably tell I'm still a little bit sick. I've been sick for a week and a half. Don't know if it's coronavirus because they wouldn't test me because I am not somebody that's of high risk, but I did show all the symptoms. So anyway, we're just going to go ahead and jump into this, and yeah. So I don't have a primer from Natasha Denona, which normally I don't even use primer anyway, so that's fine. So we're just going to go in with this Face Glow, which I haven't used. Again, most of these products in this thing, which I guess, I don't know, I'm referencing something that I haven't told you about yet. I'll leave a picture here, which I am doing in the next video as well. Okay, so here's what's up. I've been purchasing things since Black Friday to include in videos because I was all gung-ho about making YouTube videos. But I haven't had the time to do it because then New Year hit and I work in a gym and everybody's all, "Oh, New Year, new me." And I just have not had the time. But with the whole now I'm stuck at home thing, I have time now to make videos. So anyway, I'm going to jump in using this and pump a little bit out onto my hand, and I'll show you. That seems like a good shade for me, actually. And I'm just going to use my fingers. So in the drugstore video, you'll see that I tried using that Tati thing. I'll show you here. This, I am not a fan. Everybody else swears by it. Definitely not a fan. But anyway, all the stuff that I purchased pretty much from Black Friday on, I've been trying not to use because I want to use it for video sake, and I want to start making videos so I can use the stuff that I purchased, which is so silly. I mean, I should just be able to use it, but just in case I wanted to do first impressions and stuff like that, I've just been trying not to use it. So this is pretty sheer, which I think it's Face Glow foundation. I don't think it claims to have a lot of coverage. I do have, I mean, I've been pretty sick, so I do have, like, when I get sick, I get like a few spots. But I think I actually really like this. So I like a sheer foundation that just adds like a nice glow to the skin, but this does have a little bit of coverage to it. My nose is still kind of red, so I'll add a little bit to the nose, but I don't think it's going to offer any coverage. My nose is a little bit flaky still from being sick. So this does have a little bit of SPF in it, SPF 15, so not really enough to like not really go without SPF. But since I'm stuck in my house, I mean, I can do whatever I want. So, okay. So that is looking pretty good to me. I'm going to go in now. I do not have a Natasha Denona concealer. And I don't know, she might make concealer, but I don't have one. So for concealer, I'm actually going to go in with a mix between like this Nars right here and then this Maybelline Fit Me. I have to mix these two to get a good color match for my skin. And this is shade 20. So I'm just going to cover the areas that I need a little bit of coverage. I'm not even really going to bother with my nose for now. We'll see if I want to towards the end of the video. But my nose is just so red that it doesn't really matter if I cover it or not. It's just going to look gross. I'm going to use this little thing that's dirty. All my brushes are dirty again because I haven't had time. Well, I've had tons of time to wash them. I've been stuck in the house, but I just haven't felt like it. But that will, now that I'm feeling a little bit better, that will be on my list to do. Oh, I don't think I added the lighter color though to these spots to adjust that. So I need to put the lighter color in those areas too. There we go. Well, I guess the sponge is good for something. I'm just gonna wipe the foundation off my lips with it. Okay, so I want to go into complexion before I do eyes. Also, I have this from Natasha Denona as well. I'll just kind of show you all the products I have to work with. Okay, so these are all the Natasha Denona items that I have. I bought these blush duos back around this. I bought them in the same order with the foundation. And I got this one, which is, I guess it's got 0222 and Renee's Pastel Pink in it. But then this one also has Tutu and Fresh Tan, which I thought was odd. I guess I didn't pay attention that they put the same shades in their duos. But I found even more odd that those are the same shades, but they don't come off exactly the same. And you can even see they're not exactly the same. So I thought that was a little bit odd. So I have these duos. And then I have this, and then I also have this. So I'll have to use this for bronzer. And this is like their, I guess it's their Tan, Bronze, and Glow palette. And then I have two eyeshadow palettes. So I have the Biba. And yeah, here we go. That's the Biba. And these are like more autumn sorts of shades. And then I have this one, which is the Sunset. And oddly enough, my most used shade out of here, or my two most used shades, I guess, is the Super Neutral. It's like a pinky shade, and then this bright yellow, which I use sometimes to like a quick pop in the inner corner. And then I got these two, which I showed you a moment ago. And then I have these two little 5-pan eyeshadow palettes. So that's pretty much all the Natasha Denona that I have. Everything else that I'll be having to use on my face today will just pretty much be supplementing in from other brands. And obviously I'm not going to be able to use that many cheek products in, but that's pretty much what I'll be dabbling in today. So I'm going to actually start by using this and just adding a little bit of like tan to my face. Yeah, I'm just going to go in with the bronzer. I know that there's some cream products, but I feel like I can like, mix and match the cream products, especially with this base that I have. So we're just gonna go for it. And I'm just gonna use this e.l.f. stipple brush. Put some on the back of my hand here, and we'll just go for it. Okay, so I feel like that added like a nice subtle bronze to my face. I could go more intense if I wanted. I'm gonna go in with that bronzy kind of like cream color here. And I'm just gonna use it on this. And I'm gonna go over that area. I'm gonna stipple it first into my hand. And I'm just gonna kind of go around the face and just kind of bronze the face a little bit. Over the nose, over the eye. I want it to look like somewhat natural, like I've actually been out in the sun, because if it's pretty gloomy here. You can like hear the helicopter. I don't know if you guys can, but I can. Okay, so that's enough with this one. And now I want to go into one of these palettes. Which one is this? This one is Daria, and this one is Citrus. I feel like Citrus was made for like their darker skin tones. And I want to go into this, the Citrus shade, or the Citrus palette, and go into this right here. And I'm going to kind of, again, go into this same brush right here. And like go over the cheek right there. I don't know. Like I'll show you the shade that it is. So you can kind of see here. And then just kind of gives like a nice, I would say like a, I don't know, good, an orangey glow to the skin, I guess, but it's got like that pink in it. It reminds me a lot of like a cream version of, what's the name of that Nars blush? I have it. Luster. Like if it's a cream version of this blush. And again, just kind of going along with the whole bronzing theme with it. All right, then I'm just going to take this like foundation brush and go around the edges. All right, and then this duo here, I'm going to go in, it's Renee's Pastel Pink, and I'm going to apply the blush. And I've got this Marc Jacobs blush brush. And I'm going to go into the Pastel Pink, again taking off on the sides of my hands. And buffing it back out. I feel like this is like a, how many products can you possibly use on your face thing. I don't see what this looks like on my hand. I'm going to use the highlight in here as well. I'm just going to use the pointy side of my blush brush. And then sweep it on the cheek as well. There we go. I'm looking in the monitor to see if it's like picking up. The thing is, it's like a deeper highlight, so I might have to go back into one of those blush kits, because this is like a peachy kind of highlight, which I don't mind. It looks nice over the blush. Okay. So I think I have the complexion done. And I'm going to go into the eyes now, but I want to do the eyebrows first because those are awful. So for the eyebrows, I'm going to go ahead and just comb them. And I'm just going to speed this process up because nobody wants to sit through this. Alright, so I'm going to zoom you in so you guys can see something completely not groundbreaking. So I'm going to start off with this Nars Smudge Proof Eye Base. Just put a little bit of this on my eyes. I don't need a whole lot. People use way too much. And the first shade I want to go into is Tusk. And I'm just going to take this fluffy brush and go all over. And here's the thing. These shadows are so expensive. Look how much kickback I got in that. Just wanted to point that out. It's not a bad thing or a good thing, but that's something that if you are someone who you think that's a problem, I just wanted to make it known. And then also, I don't know, I feel like it kind of makes a mess. But people sometimes when they're like reviewing shadows, they always like review and they're like, oh, look at all that kickback. And then they like talk about how that's like a marker of like a cheap shadow. Well, these aren't cheap shadows and they have kickback. So just wanted to point that out. So now I'm going to go in with the shade Freckle. And I noticed that these Natasha Denona shadows, they look pretty light in the pan, but they, once on the eye, they go a little bit darker. So like this Freckle shade is a pretty deep shade once worked in. And then the Tusk shade, you would think that you would be able to use that as your highlight shade, but it's definitely not one that you would be able to take all the way up into the brow if you're to use it as like a highlight shade if you're my shade or any lighter. Okay, so now I'm going to go into this palette and I want to dip into this shade right here and kind of work it over the lid. And I don't know if you noticed that like there's a lot of powder like flying up, and that's fine. I don't think, it's not really going all over my face or anything. I have this clean brush right here and I'm just going to take it and work around the edges. And then I'm going to take this shade right here in the corner, the shiny shade, and then I'm going to pat it on the lid. You can kind of see. And I didn't realize until I just put this on that this is like a very similar look to what I did with the drugstore stuff yesterday. So I am going to, I think I'll use that bright yellow to jazz it up in the inner corner here in a second. I'm going to take that clean brush that I just used though and diffuse this out. Then I'm going to take this with that bright yellow shade and then dab it on the inner corner. And then take my pinky here in a second to kind of diffuse it. So I'm not going to do anything on the under part of the eye, I don't think, so I'm going to leave the eye alone. And I'm going to go back to the face, and I think I'm going to do a little bit more highlight. And what do I want to do? Do I want to do like the Glow Extreme? So I think that's a little much. Let me look at the other Oh, that's a eyeshadow palette. I do like how fresh the skin looks though. And then this one is in the deeper palette. What do you guys think? Let me swatch it out on the hands. Actually, I will do the first one, I think. So let me go back. And I'm gonna get this brush right here. Make sure it's clean of like, yeah, other highlights. And I'm just gonna pile it in there. I'm looking at my monitor to see. Yeah, and I'm just gonna like place it in. And then up in the brow and above the brow, like up through here. Alright, so my camera shut off right when I was going to apply my mascara and I didn't realize it. So I applied one coat right here, which is so annoying because yesterday when I tried to use this mascara to show you how it worked, because I got it in my Allure Beauty box, I applied the mascara and all you could see was my forehead because the camera, when I went down to look in the mirror to apply it, was too high. So I've set the camera lower for today's video and I'm going to now apply a coat on this side. But you can see one coat versus no coats. I think this is a great mascara. By the way, it's this one. And I'll show you the... By the way, it smells like vinyl, FYI. Like if you're getting a new pool float, that's what it smells like. But I'm gonna speed through this. Hopefully, yeah, but I'm speeding through this. Okay, so one coat here, one coat here. I'm gonna go in for a second coat, which honestly, every day I would probably just do one coat. I think it looks good just as it is. I don't wear a whole lot of makeup on my day-to-day because, again, I work in a gym. Not anymore because of this, but I mean, I'll go back to work when this is all over. But I work in a gym and I don't want to like have a crazy amount of makeup on. Also, I'm in my 30s. Not that you can't wear a ton of makeup when you're in your 30s, but I have just gotten to the point to where I feel super uncomfortable with a lot of makeup on my face. And I'm all about wearing the amount of makeup that makes me comfortable. I think that's as far as I'm gonna go with that second coat. Okay, so here it is. I love this mascara, but I can't tell you how it would function through the gym. So that would be a normal test for me for mascara, would be how it would work through the gym. Let me move the camera back up now. So a normal mascara wear test for me, and same with foundation, would be how it would go through workouts. Because again, since I do work in a gym, I don't go to the gym without makeup because that's my place of work. I like to look good when I go to work. But I don't know how this would wear at the gym, if it would flake, if it wouldn't flake, because again, I'm testing this at home pretty much. I've been at home now for over a week. So I'm gonna test this once I'm able to go. Where would you even buy this, by the way? Let me look. This is supposed to be a Natasha Denona video, but I mean, I'm super impressed by this mascara. So I know you can buy their stuff on Durham Store and on their website and on Amazon, but do they not have... Okay, looks like Nordstrom also carries some stuff from their brand. Oh, Ulta carries their stuff? Does Ulta carry this, I wonder? Nope. Okay, so they only carry the Rodial skincare line at Ulta. They need to carry the mascara. This is great. So anyway, I digress. So as far as the makeup goes, I don't have, do I have Natasha Denona lip products? I don't think I do. Does she even have lip products? Okay, so I'm just gonna keep it like 100 and do the Dior Lip Glow, the matte one. Cause that's something I would wear on the regular. Even though I need to like use something moisturizing. This is like back to last night's video where my lips were all dry and crusty. You guys, oh, it was bad. I'm like trying to make this come back to YouTube and I'm just a mess. Okay, let me zoom you out so you don't have to see all my pores. Okay, so this is the completed look. I normally wouldn't wear any more makeup than this, and I actually like the fresh skin. I mean, I'm obviously broken out, like down through here because I've been eating cheese and stuff sitting at home and I've been sick. But I really like the skin and the eye look, and I think it looks good. I'm really loving the mascara. It's not Natasha Denona, but you know, whatever. So tell me what you guys think. Also, if there's another one brand look that you guys want me to do, let me know about that as well, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.